Have you ever slammed your phone on the bed, shouted in frustration, or just sat there in silence after a painful loss in Mobile Legends? Trust me, you're not alone, no matter how good we are. Have had those moments where the pressure builds, teammates don't listen, rotations get ignored, and it feels like nobody's playing to win except you. But what I've realized over time is this: the more you let your anger take over during the game, the more control you lose, not just over your team or the match. So in this video, I want to talk to you on how to actually control your anger, how to stay calm when things are going wrong, and how to still feel good about yourself at the end of the day, no matter how the game turns out. Number 1, take a deep breath before you react. The first thing I want you to remember is probably the simplest, but also one of the most powerful. Just take a deep breath before you react, because when your teammate dives 1v5 or refuses to contest Lord while you're pinging non-stop, your natural reaction might be to rage, to scream inside, or even type something harsh in chat. But all that does is make your brain spiral into frustration. So before you let your emotions take over, stop for just 1 second. Close your eyes for a moment if you have to. Take one long, slow breath in, hold it for a count, and then breathe out. Do that once, twice, or even 3 times if needed. What you're doing is calming your nervous system, breaking the automatic angry response, and making space in your brain to think clearly again. Because even though it sounds small, this habit builds your mental discipline, and that calm control will start helping you survive fights better, rotate smarter, and stay locked in even when everything else feels like it's falling apart. Number 2, mute the chat when it gets toxic. The second tip is something I wish more players would take seriously, and it's this: mute the chat when it gets toxic, and I mean it, because one of the biggest anger triggers in Mobile Legends doesn't come from gameplay, it comes from words. That chat box can go from silent to a full-blown war zone in seconds, with people flaming each other, blaming each other for things that happened 5 minutes ago, and instead of fixing mistakes, they just argue, they get sarcastic, and they type during fights. And that energy spreads like wildfire. The moment you read a toxic message, your focus shifts, your mood shifts, and suddenly you're not playing to win anymore. You're playing angry. So don't even wait for it to get that bad. The moment you see someone being negative, mute them, or better yet, mute all. Don't give them a chance to live rent-free in your head, because your peace of mind is worth more than trying to win an argument with someone who isn't thinking straight. And trust me, once you get used to playing without chat noise, you'll realize how much more focused, chill, and locked in you feel throughout the match. Number 3, focus only on what you can control. This next one is something that really shifted my whole mindset, and that's learning to only focus on what you can control, because the truth is, no matter how good you are, no matter how smart you play, you will never be able to control your teammates' decisions. You will never force them to rotate or check bushes or contest objectives when they don't want to. And if you keep obsessing over things outside of your control, you're going to feel helpless, angry, and drained every single match. But once you shift your mindset and say, okay, what can I control right now? You start seeing everything differently. You realize you can control your macro decisions, like when to split push, when to clear lane, when to disengage, and when to contest objectives based on vision. That mindset makes you more stable as a player, and over time, your consistency will carry you higher than any lucky win streak ever could. Stop wasting energy on things that aren't yours to fix. Focus on your side of the map, your hero, your decisions, and you'll feel more in control and way less angry no matter what chaos is happening around you. Number 4, accept that you can't win every match. This next one is hard for a lot of competitive players to accept, but it's absolutely essential. You have to understand and genuinely accept that you're not going to win every match, and that's okay. You could play your best game of the week, land every skill shot, make every right rotation, and still lose. And that's not always your fault. Sometimes the enemy team is just better. Sometimes the draft didn't go in your favor. Sometimes someone on your side DCs or mentally checks out and stops contributing. And when that happens, you have to remind yourself, this is just one game out of hundreds. It doesn't define you, and it doesn't erase the effort you put in. Think about it. Even the best players in the world lose games, but what makes them great is their ability to lose without breaking down, to study what went wrong, and to come back sharper. When you stop letting every loss become personal and start viewing it as a step on your journey, you'll find that your anger fades and gets replaced by resilience, and that's way more powerful. Number 5. Step away when you're too tilted. This one right here has saved me from way too many losing streaks. Step away when you're tilted, and I mean really step away. Not just for a minute, not just for one breath, but really pause the grind and reset your brain. Because when you're already in a bad mood, when you're already frustrated and tense, you're setting yourself up to make bad decisions in the next game. So before you load into another game thinking this one will fix my mood, stop and ask yourself, am I really ready to play right now, or am I just trying to win back my peace? Because the truth is, peace doesn't come from winning. It comes from being calm, win or lose. So if you feel that emotional weight pressing on you, close the app, take a 15-minute break, drink some cold water, touch some grass if you can, and come back later when your head is clear. Your MMR can wait, but your mental health is way more important. Number 6, remember that your mindset is bigger than the game. One of the deepest lessons I've learned through playing Mobile Legends, and really any competitive game, is that your mindset is bigger than the game, because how you react to pressure, to failure, to frustration, that's not just a gaming thing, that's a life thing. If you're always quick to rage when things go wrong in game, chances are you'll react the same way when life throws something unexpected at you. But if you train yourself to breathe, to stay composed, to focus instead of lash out, then you're building a mindset that's not just strong inside the game, but outside of it too. You become someone who can handle pressure, who can adapt, who can stay calm in chaos, and that's a real skill that will serve you in relationships, in work, in school, and everything else you do. So every time you practice staying calm in a match that feels unwinnable, and when you start to see the game that way, not just as a battleground, but as a training ground for real-life patience and control, it becomes way easier to let go of the little things and focus on the bigger picture, your growth. Number 7, turn frustration into motivation. Finally, let's talk about what to do with all that frustration. And the answer is simple, but powerful. Turn it into motivation, because every time you feel that fire inside you, that I'm better than this, why is this happening kind of energy, you have two choices. Either let it burn you out, or use it to fuel your comeback. Instead of throwing blame around, take that pain and ask yourself the real questions. What went wrong? What could I have done better? Was I rotating enough? Did I choose the right fights? Did I miss position? You take that frustration and flip it into focus, into analysis, into a desire to improve. And the more you do that, the more you turn losses into lessons. Every match becomes fuel. Every mistake becomes a step forward. Don't waste that emotional energy on yelling or quitting. Channel it. Let your losses teach you. Let your anger push you to become smarter, sharper, more in control. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to subscribe. And always remember, please stay calm in all situations.